For quite some time, the US has been cooking up a master plan for its grand finale in the chip war. Their secret move? To nudge or even pressure the Netherlands into slamming the door shut on exporting lithography machines to China. But guess what? China, being quite the clever player, didn't let the scheme slide. They already had their homegrown lithography machines in the works. But China wasn't about to leave things at that. They had their playbook to follow. It only makes sense for China to question why the Netherlands is aligning with the US, potentially inviting trouble. Regardless of the details, China hit back, causing the Netherlands some serious market share headaches. The Netherlands didn't take this lightly and turned to the US for some explanations. Now here's the twist. The US coolly shifted the blame to the Netherlands, acting like the decision to halt lithography machine sales to China was all they're doing. This revelation made the US double standards pretty clear. So what's the deal with these cracks in the trilateral treaty against China? How's the Netherlands planning its sweet revenge on the US? Trust us, the current scenario is catching the US off guard. They never saw this coming. Welcome to China Ed, a channel where we talk about international politics and geopolitics, especially seeing China's side of the story. For those seeking fresh perspectives on rapidly evolving global dynamics, our channel offers an unorthodox perspective. Since China's global influence is growing due to economic, military, and its political domination, it has now become the focal point of the world. The United States had its clever game plan in motion, aimed at China. But their game wasn't to completely cut China off from chips needed for everyday gadgets like phones and computers. No, they had something subtler in mind, to hold China's progress back and keep them in check. Given the AI boom, everyone's scrambling for those cutting-edge chips, the ones that train AI. And guess who's gunning for a top spot in the AI-powered future? You got it, the United States. They wanted to be the kingpin, the one in charge. So their strategy? Let only average chips into China, the kind not suited for AI training. But that's not the end of it. They also wanted to stop China from getting hold of high-tech chip-making technology. Enter the restrictions on exporting lithography machines, crucial for chip production. Enjoying the video so far? If yes, like the video and subscribe China Ed to promote independent journalism on China. Let's continue now. Now what's funny is that the US doesn't even make these lithography machines themselves. So how'd they throw down these restrictions? Well, you guessed it, they brought some players into the scene, like the Netherlands and ASML, the company rocking the cutting-edge lithography machines. In a single move, ASML, driven by a US order, decided to cut off China's access to extreme ultraviolet lithography machines and equipment. The Netherlands might have expected a pat on the back from the US for their loyalty, but come on, loyalty's in short supply. At first, it was just the lithography machines under the ban, but later, after June 30, 2023, equipment joined the club too. China, being the chess master they are, saw this coming. They started stockpiling equipment, readying for their next move, crafting their very own lithography machines, capable of whipping up 28-nanometer chips. China had another trick up its sleeve. It wanted to give the Netherlands a taste of its medicine. So when China retaliated, things went wild. The United States, however, didn't take the hit lying down. They did what they do best, shifted the blame, pointed fingers, and played media games. The US spun a story saying the ban on shipping out vital lithography machines was all the Netherlands call. Talk about making someone the scapegoat. But let's break down what went down. The US saw their chip-regulating tricks weren't sticking, so they switched tactics. They kindly whipped up a three-way pact, pulling Japan and the Netherlands into the ring. The mission? Control the equipment for making semiconductors. But here's the plot twist, this plan backfired big time. The Netherlands and Japan felt the weight of the consequences, while China cruised through relatively unscathed. Imagine this, it's like a country with no oil pressuring Saudi Arabia to stop selling oil and raking in profits. And Saudi Arabia, without thinking, says, sure, let's do it, only to realize later they're losing big. The Netherlands and Japan walked right into that trap. Stay tuned, because this story's just getting started. The US thought they had it all figured out, but China's got some moves of its own. Don't miss out on the next part of this gripping tale. The worldwide thirst for semiconductor production has propelled the demand for ASML's lithography machines. An interesting tidbit. ASML initially aimed to generously provide China with a substantial fleet of these machines, valued at a whopping 860 billion renminbi. Unfortunately, this noble endeavor was thwarted by a restrictive pact crafted between the Netherlands and the United States. Amid this complex web of intrigue, the demeanor of President Biden took an unexpected turn. With bold audacity, he declared that the ban on exporting lithography machines was solely the Netherlands' decision. In response, the Netherlands expressed their dismay, realizing they had placed unwarranted trust and were deceived. Here's where it gets tricky. ASML's lithography machines, particularly the high-tier EUV lithography models, find themselves ensnared by rigorous controls imposed by both the United States and the Netherlands. A few years back, the US slapped an export embargo on these very machines. Even ASML's efforts to vend these machines to Chinese enterprises were stifled due to these overbearing limitations. Or ASML needed a license from the US to proceed with these sales, a situation that's hard to fathom. Now they're singing the tune of being shackled, even though they willingly adorn these restraints. Adding to the predicament, the Netherlands is gearing up to unveil an export licensing system for high-end deep ultraviolet lithography machines, starting September 1st. The very worst-case scenario that ASML worked diligently to sidestep has unfolded before them. Despite consistent warnings about the severe repercussions on the global chip supply chain, the US unabashedly meddled in the Netherlands' autonomous trade policies. This export embargo, without mincing words, has delivered a hefty blow to ASML, causing a drastic freefall in sales. It serves as a stark example of political maneuvering, leaving the Netherlands to shoulder the burdensome consequences while the US conveniently washes its hands of any aftermath. China, unwilling to waver, has placed orders for lithography machines with ASML, mandates that must be fulfilled regardless. Yet the pact between the US and the Netherlands places ASML in a conundrum. If the trilateral agreement is to be held in high regard, so should the arrangement between China and ASML. However, the delay in procuring these machines could cast a shadow on ASML's reputation within the industry. Not just China, but other potential buyers might pump the brakes on orders, realizing ASML is more of a hired hand for the US. This domino effect could lead to cancellations and postponements, wreaking havoc on the production process. Competing companies might seize the opportunity, with ASML's patients potentially opting for machines from alternate sources, thereby harming ASML's business. Now, let's unravel the mystery of who's truly stirring up the storm for ASML. None other than the United States, operating behind the curtains. When we dissect the logic, it's clear that the United States coerced the Netherlands into accepting these stringent regulations. But here's the twist. The US is peddling the narrative that it's all the Netherlands doing. They're even insisting that the ban on exporting these machines is solely the Netherlands' choice. This shrewd maneuver has left the Netherlands feeling deceived and taken advantage of. The Netherlands ought to have recognized by now that the United States isn't genuinely concerned about what's best for ASML. They've been meddling with the Netherlands' trade strategies and obstructing ASML from conducting business with China. Regrettably, this interference hasn't proven advantageous to the Netherlands in any way. Instead, it bolstered the United States' position and hindered the growth of other nations. Trapped within this intricate web, spun by the United States, the Netherlands now finds itself in a conundrum. However, there remains an opportunity for the Netherlands to rectify the situation, provided they revise their regulations concerning the sale of advanced machines before September 1st. This could potentially help them avert further complications. At this juncture, ASML might be contemplating retribution against both the United States and the Netherlands themselves. Why, you ask? Because it's become apparent that the governments haven't demonstrated genuine concern for ASML's revenue. So why should ASML uphold its end of the agreements? Anticipatedly, ASML will persist in supplying its extreme ultraviolet lithography machines to China, even if it entails opposing the United States. The CEO has already underscored the criticality of maintaining access to the Chinese market for ASML's operations. Let's peel away the layers of this grand scheme, shall we? Indeed, the United States, Japan, and the Netherlands entered a trilateral agreement. On the surface, they paint an image of harmony, striking deals related to advanced chip technologies. However, the reality isn't quite as it seems. What they project is carefully tailored to be what they want the world to perceive. Delving deeper into the intricacies, we find each player holding an ace up their sleeve, concealed agendas lurking beneath the surface. So, what's brewing behind the scenes within the Netherlands camp? It all revolves around the supply of extreme ultraviolet lithography machines and equipment to China. Yet this won't unfold as an open-ended arrangement. ASML won't merely provide extreme ultraviolet lithography machines, they're also including deep ultraviolet lithography machines in the mix. However, this particular aspect remains unknown to the United States. And when China progresses to fabricate a fleet of lithography machines, reverse engineering those initially provided by ASML, the United States will undoubtedly be taken aback. You see, if the United States betrayed the Netherlands, it's equally poised for a similar outcome. ASML is concocting a formula that could shake the very foundations of the United States chip policy toward China. Could it be true that the chip war is positioning the United States in isolation for the future? What do you think about this evolving chip war, which seems to be leading the United States toward a self-inflicted decline? Share your thoughts on how the United States' lack of sincerity towards its allies has brewed a perfect recipe for its eventual downfall. Would you like to get more videos from us focused on China? If yes, subscribe to China Ed to get Western propaganda-free news on China. Thanks for watching.